When we talk about PTE Retell Lecture, you are going to evaluate it for your 3 components. Stop shooting keywords after keywords because this won't work anymore. Avoid template as much as possible. So you can see that I've got overall 74 out of 90. Hey everybody, this is Remy from 1PTE back with another awesome video on PTE Retell Lecture. When we talk about PTE Retell Lecture, you are going to evaluate it for your 3 components: pronunciation, fluency, and content. Don't worry too much about your pronunciation. It's all about the clarity with what you make someone understand whatever you say. It's just the person you're speaking to should not put a lot of effort to understand whatever you speak. Then comes fluency. It's evaluated for 5 marks. Absolutely, your speaking should not have any fumbles. You don't have to go very fast or very slow. It just have to be an optimal speed, the speed that I'm speaking to you right now. Make sure you maintain the rhythm. The machine needs rhythm, by which it scores you, and you need a 5 out of 5. Remember this. Now about content. Pearson has pushed the score from 5 to 6 for the content, which indicates that the content is the top priority over fluency now. So how to get this 6 out of 6? No worries, soon I'll be showing you this. Logically speaking, the more ideas, the more content you give from the audio, the better marks you get for it. And remember one thing, that using shortcuts and useless templates will always make the content go down and never come up. And what's the best strategy for PTE Retell Lecture? Well, it's simple. You listen to the audio and retain at least 4 to 5 sentences exactly same as the audio. Make sure you retain 7 to 10 word sentences, and that's how you get 6 out of 6 for the content. And avoid using keyword. Stop shooting keywords after keywords because this won't work anymore. Because this is a pure test of your listening skill, and this contributes 10 to 12 marks towards your listening and speaking. And there's only 2 questions, so you have 2 opportunities to grab the scores. So be simple instead of being mechanical. So in this case, retaining the exact same information from the audio is the safest way. You are not confusing the AI and you are giving whatever it needs from you. Because if you paraphrase the audio, the AI will do some calculations. And when people paraphrase something, they tend to change the meaning sometimes. And if AI detects it, your score goes down. And I will show you how to do this. But if you think that you are capable of paraphrasing in a 100% capable way, then go for it. And another important thing is that sometimes people assume that this date, this name, this information seems important. If I give this to the audio, maybe I will get 90 out of 90. But it's only happening into your mind because everything in this audio is important. So don't think too much. So you just pick some sentences, write it down, speak it up, and get a good score. Now come to the template. Avoid template as much as possible because it doesn't give you marks, and you should know that there is a person sitting next to AI. If the software notices that you are trying to trick it or there's an anomaly, then it will put an alarm. The person will come and detects it and you score 0. But here's the safety net. The speaker explained, the speaker also mentioned, in conclusion, they are not templates. They are the structures, but they will not contribute to your marks. Now, let's open the 1PTE portal in front of you, show you how to do all this. Observe how I pick sentences, how I write it down, and how I speak to get a good score. So you can see that I've opened the platform in front of you, and the lecture is about temporal dynamics. Let's get started.
The first thing to notice is that while the clocks we make can measure time from milliseconds to years, the brain also has its own clocks for different time scales. For example, there's a clock that keeps track of the time of day, like when to wake up or go to bed, but it doesn't measure minutes or seconds. Then there's another clock that helps us perceive shorter intervals, like when a traffic light is taking too long to change, or when our coffee is delayed. This clock doesn't measure hours or days. The brain has different parts and mechanisms to tell time. We don't fully understand how the brain perceives the tempo of a song or predicts when a red light will change, but it doesn't seem to rely on traditional clock mechanisms. Instead, it's about how groups of neurons in the brain are connected and interact with each other. When one group of neurons is activated, it can trigger another group, creating evolving patterns of neural activity. This dynamic process helps the brain keep track of time and respond to changes in the environment, even though we don't have minute or hour hands in our brains.
The first thing to notice is that the clock we make can measure time from milliseconds to years. The brain has its own clock for different scales, but it doesn't seem to rely on traditional clock mechanisms. When one group of neurons is activated, it can trigger another group, creating evolving patterns of neural activity. So you can see that I've got 76 out of 90 for the content, 68 out of 90 for the pronunciation, 75 out of 90 for the fluency. Overall, 74 out of 90. Now, I think you've noticed something. I listen, then write. I don't do it together. If you also do this, then you are able to retain the same sentences that the AI wants. So it's not about as much content as possible, but whatever content you covered. 4 or 5 sentences, and that's enough. Okay, that's all for today. If you liked the video and found it useful, then like, share and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with a new awesome video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Ta-da!